I'm Corbett Wall with DVAuction, here with your feeder flash for Friday, August the 16th, the day before the best day of the whole year, my birthday on Saturday. Brought to you in part by Talive by Norbrook. Talive is highly effective, broad-spectrum antibiotic for the treatment of BRD, pink eye, foot rot, and other diseases that affect cattle. For more information, go to norbrook.com. Also, Unionville Livestock Market and Creston Livestock Markets, their big week is this coming week. They're going to have their big week. They're going to have a special at Unionville Livestock Market, special calf and yearling sale. That's going to be on Tuesday, August the 20th at 10:30 in the morning. They've got what they know of already. They got 5 loads of those Rock and R steers that always knock the lights out. Normally weighing 875 to 900 pound backgrounded steers there. Got a load of Melandrum cattle. They're going to be about the same type of thing there, weighing close to 900 pounds. They've got a load of W Rail Ranch pregged out heifers there, weighing 8 to 8 1/4, and there'll be fancy blacks there too. But then the next day, on Wednesday, just up the road, straight north of there at Creston, Iowa, Creston Livestock Market, they've got their barbecue special, Customer Appreciation Day special. That's August the 21st on Wednesday, starting at 11 o'clock in the morning. They're going to have 3,000 head of some of their best consigners that they have all year, and mostly going to be yearlings off grass there, guys. Be some backgrounded yearlings in there too. But really, really nice quality, as good as you'll see anywhere. Both of those sales are on DVAuction.com. Check them out, guys. Your beef retailers are pocketing. And if you guys read Cassie Fish, like I do every day, on thebeefread.com, she's an excellent market analyst there, based out of Chicago, I believe there. But she does a good job, and she had an interesting article on Thursday there, and she was talking about the July retail beef prices. These retail beef prices have just been going up like crazy, and they came out, the latest that came out is July retail prices, and the average price per pound for beef in July was $8.15 a pound. Now that might sound high to you, it might not. Give you a little bit perspective. During the worst of the COVID, when the wives were fighting over the pound of hamburger, you guys remember that? It was running about $7.50 a pound at that time during the worst of COVID. If you go all the way back to the year 2000, which to me doesn't sound very long ago, but it may sound quite a ways to some of you guys. But in the year 2000, it was less than $3 a pound, and very, very, very close to the price of pork. Well, now we've shot up crazy. I mean, way higher than pork, and a whole lot more than that higher than chicken. Of course, I realize we have a superior product, but you know, when you've got housewives trying to make decisions, it's kind of tough. But the thing that's kind of the kicker about that, these groceries, the retail level, they are out trading your wholesale packer sales there. They're not. You notice that when they keep a damper on these box beef cutout values, which that's wholesale beef right there, they keep a damper on that, and then they're taking advantage of the good demand that we have for beef. They are pocketing big time, because even though we're seeing the highest price we've ever seen on an average monthly average for beef prices there in July, and here of late, the latest that we have, we are not at all-time record high prices for wholesale beef. That happened in 2023. So where's that extra money going? Right in the pockets of those grocers and your retailers on the beef. But you know, we've got great demand continuing for that. But it's you know, it's unfortunate that we can't spread that out a little bit more. You know, I think there's plenty of room in there for everybody to make a good living if we could, you know, let your cattle feeders have some, let your packers have some, let your retailers have some, but it just kind of goes in waves which ones are getting the best part of the pie there. But we kind of went back after a major correction there at the beginning of last week on our board and really on all of our markets, cattle and beef markets there, or not so much the beef, it didn't change it much, but the cattle markets and the cattle board, major correction early last week. Now we kind of got back into our regular doldrum that we've been doing here for so long, where your board is slightly supportive there early part of the week. We don't see any trade, any negotiated fat cattle trade at all. And then we get into the latter part of the week and your packers are just waiting for the board to break, and they can make that happen if they want to, and many times they are part of it. And the board breaks some like it did on Thursday. Then they start saying, hey, we're going to be a farmer's friend here. We're going to offer you guys steady money. And they're not even offering that yet. Now they probably will here on Friday, depending on whether the board is steady, higher or lower. As the board just drives everything anymore, and it's very unfortunate. That's not the way that it should go. But packers were bidding in the northern plains. Packers were bidding 188, 189, 190. All of that was passed. Packers said they'd call in for 191 or send a postcard for 195, but that wasn't going to happen. But most of your cattle feeders in the northern plains are priced at 193. They want at least steady money there, and I think 193 would trade quite a few cattle. No idea what would make things start happening in the southern plains. We haven't seen anything happening down there yet, but I wanted to tell you that we are going to be broadcasting our first sale at Crawford Livestock Market in Crawford, Nebraska. This will be the first time they've added DVAuction broadcasting there, guys. It's not very high, especially as compared to what you guys, especially you guys that are charging commission on a percentage. It's not very high, and you get a lot more exposure and get some more bidders there. So they're adding DVAuction broadcasting at Crawford Livestock. My friends there, Rich and Alicia Robertson, I'm just glad that we're doing business with them now. And talked to Rich on Thursday, and he said, we're not going to have a really big sale on Friday there, and he said, I'm actually going to let his underlings take care of that, because he is going up to Lusk, Wyoming, because Harriet Hageman is going to have like a town hall type group meeting there where you can visit, ask questions, where she can hear from ranchers and cattle people, and they can show support for her bill to block mandatory EID. So I think that's great. She's going to be in in Torrington, Wyoming on Monday. So if you guys can get to that, figure out some way to show support for her, and let her know that we're proud of what she's trying to do. We're behind it, even if the big establishment trade associations aren't. But every month here, VITALIX sponsors the Market of the Month, and we picked the Market of the Month, the sale barn, an auction sale that's doing the best job for their customers, and it also has to do within their region, who's doing the best job that we feel, or maybe has done a really good job in the previous month. And I'm proud to announce that this month's VITALIX Market of the Month is North Arkansas Livestock Auction in beautiful downtown Green Forest, Arkansas. I get a kick out of them. We kind of talk about that being beautiful downtown Green Forest, Arkansas. I've never actually been there. It sounds really nice. All those towns are really nice in Arkansas there, but that we kind of joke about, standing in the ring there at beautiful downtown Green Forest. But I tell you what, in that part of the country, you usually just see sale barns running them all one at a time. And they do sell cattle one at a time there, and shippers come in there and buy them, and locals come in there and buy those calves. But they can market those backgrounded yearlings too. My gosh, sometimes they get the big long strings in there. You'd think they were in Oklahoma City or somewhere, but they do an excellent job marketing those cattle, and there's basically no discount, and there's still quite a bit of freight involved. So, I mean, getting those cattle sold really well for their customers. Congratulations to North Arkansas Livestock there in Green Forest. Let's talk about your board. On Thursday, August live cattle futures were down 55 cents at 184.05. October was down 137 at 180.75. Your back months were all down from 40 cents to 97 cents, but it wasn't a train wreck. But August feeder cattle down 117 at 246.72. September feeder cattle down 67 cents at 243.67. And I thought, you think, my gosh, this feeder cattle board is just dropping out of sight. Your August feeder cattle were coming down to meet your index levels, because we've dropped out so much on these big yearlings just in the last couple of weeks. Of course, it was brought on by the board dropping there a week ago Monday, but it's pretty much lined up with what's going on in the sale barns. But your back months on feeder cattle down 65 cents to down 120. December corn is down 3 3/4 cents a bushel at 397. November beans unchanged at 968.5. Hard red winter wheat for September down 9 1/4 cents a bushel at 537. Fat cattle trade, we still haven't seen hardly anything happen negotiated in your 5-area feeding region. It's going to be a standoff, and I hate it, but it's going to have way too much to do with the way that the board opens on Friday. But Iowa sold only 100 head on Thursday of some mixed steers and heifers at 191. Nebraska sold some cattle there, but not very many. About 12 or 1300 there at 190. Somebody, I guess was in a bind and had to sell them because everybody else is holding out. Dress sales in Nebraska at 298. Kansas and Texas have not had any direct sales here late in the week, so nothing much going on there. Did find a fat cattle auction that they have. Kelowna, Iowa, they were having good sales there. Had about 750 head of slaughter cattle, including the cows and bulls there. But conventional fat steers and heifers in Kelowna, Iowa, bring them from $1.92 to $2 a pound. That was $1 to $1.50 higher. Dairy steers there, fat dairy steers from $173.75 to $180, and that was called a buck lower there. But pretty good sale there. When you run what people want in front of them and then ask them to bid on them, that's the market, people. And I wish we did more of it in your fat cattle arena. It's just a shame that we don't have any more price transparency and making the markets there on fat cattle. Box beef cutout values were up pretty good on Thursday, with choice cuts up 206 at 316.94. Selects were up 153 at 302.03. Your slaughter, it started out behind, but then it's kind of stayed the same level all week. But 476,000 estimated cattle slaughter through the first 4 days of the week. That's 8,000 less than the previous week at the same time, and 15,000 less than the same week a year ago. Talk about what else is going on. Fair piece, we're big at talking about fair piece and advertising fair piece. We appreciate Dr. Rodrigo using our forum here to advertise his product, but I tell you what, fair piece is that revolutionary product that is scientifically proven. Stress shifts cattle's metabolism into survival mode, and then it decreases their weight gain, their feed conversion, and it worsens their health conditions. Fair piece counteracts that stress, helping all those things get better. For more information, go to fairpiece.com. Let's talk about your feeder cattle market. Your real-time index on DVAuction late in the day on Thursday, based on an 800-pound cash auction steer up through your middle 12 states. 247.59. That was up $1.18. Your latest CME cash feeder cattle index is 246.34. I'm coming to you here from Ruidoso, New Mexico. Going to have the New Mexico bread sale on Friday and Saturday night, starting at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So you guys that made too much money this year, good way to get rid of that, buy some race horses. But get on that sale, and you got to get a hold of them early and get approved if you want to bid, but get on and check it out anyway. Talk about your big sales on Thursday. Farmers and Ranchers Livestock in Salina, Kansas sold 3,600 head. The feeder steers were $4 to $6 higher. Feeder heifers were called $2 to $6 higher, with heavier weight heifers weighing over 800 pounds selling mostly steady. But Farmers and Ranchers Livestock was your National Beef Wire stick-out sale of the day. Check out this market through our automated market reporting system there, Cattle Market Central. Got 350 head of 7-weight steers, average weight 755, weighted average price 260.26. There were 583 head of the 8-weight steers, they averaged 847 at 247.59. 519 head of 9-weight steers, averaged 938 at 236.79. The heifers, a lot of spayed heifers in there. But the market reporter that was at the sale barn did note that the spayed heifers weren't bringing a big premium to the unspayed heifers there. So take that what you will. 218 had a 6-weight heifers, average 650 pounds, weighted average price 259.01. 514 had a 7-weight heifers, average 760 at 243.33. 330 head of 8-weight heifers, averaged 844 at 236.94. And 198 head of 9-weight heifers, averaged 941 at 226.46. Pretty respectable sale there all the way through there in Salina, Kansas. Give you some other individual quotes from all around. How about Woodward Livestock Auction in Woodward, Oklahoma? They sell 62 steer calves, weigh 575 at 299.50. Pretty impressive quote there, weighing that deep, or that close to 6, I guess. How about Clarinda Livestock Auction in Clarinda, Iowa? Another DVAuction broadcaster there. 65 steers weigh 885 at 257. Columbus Sales Pavilion in Columbus, Nebraska. They sell some heifers really high. How about 59 heifers weighed 867 at 253. Now that's a heck of a good price there. But the most impressive quote that I saw or heard of anywhere on Thursday, your Macrison, no BS, top quote for the day. I had multiple people telling me about him, but Brian Curlis, the world livestock auctioneer champion there, he sells at the sale barn in Fairview, Illinois, and told me about the Ray Poston steers there. Boy, did they rang a bell. I mean, heard it all the way out here in the plains from Fairview, Illinois. But Ray Poston sold some green steers right off grass, which they don't get a lot of that. But the farmer feeders that I was talking about on the last program said that they were there. He sold a load of 911 pound steers, 911 guys, at 259. He had another load weighed 834, bring 265. Wow, that's your feeder flash for Friday.